This is Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. Today I'm bringing you some new fishing hacks. You probably wonder why I've got a package of clothespins here. We're going to use those in just a few minutes. Also, this is a marker buoy that we built in a previous video. One of our subscribers gave a suggestion for a way to make it work even better, and we're going to incorporate those here if you follow us till the end of our video. So why don't you come along? Hack number 1. I picked up these hook and loop fasteners from the Dollar Tree, and I got the idea that they might be able to help me organize my fishing line. So there's 16 sets of these in a pack for only $1.25. And what I think I can do is I've taken the cloth side of the little squares and I've fastened it to the back of a number of my spools of line. Then I've taken the hook part and I've put it in the lid of my storage locker in my boat. So I've taken the loop side of the hook and loop fasteners and I've attached that to the back of my roll of fishing line. And then on the top of my storage locker, I've positioned one of the squares of the hook material. These are adhesive backed, but if you do have a concern that they might come loose or whatever, you can always stick a staple in there to help hold them. But basically, all you have to do is apply your hook side to your loop side, and you've got your line or leader spools fastened right here to the top of my storage locker. Then when I need to change line or need a piece of leader, they're there handy, and that makes use of that space that really wasn't being utilized. Hack number 2. I picked this up. This is a manual on and off switch and an LED switch, and this is only $1.25 again at the Dollar Tree. And what you can do with this is it has an adhesive back, and inside all you have to do is install 3 AAA batteries. Close the case once again, and you've got a push button LED light. Now where I want to use this is I've built some storage lockers in my boat, but I don't really have a good light source for inside of those, so I'm going to use the adhesive back and stick one of these in my storage locker. Hack number 3. This is a noodle hack left over from a previous video, and it's pretty obvious, but I thought I'd include it here just because we always have a lot of pieces left over from all the different noodle hacks that we do. What you can do is take a 5-gallon bucket, and you know that if a bucket's full of water, it weighs over 40 pounds, and that can be kind of hard to carry when you have this little plastic hard handle. So all you need to do is take your pliers and remove the handle, and it just sticks in there, so there's not much to taking it out. And then you take a piece of pool noodle about the length of your handle and slide it on there, and then all you have to do is reapply your handle back on the bucket. And there you have it. Cushion handle for carrying whatever you carry in your bucket instead of this thin little handle. Hack number 4. I found this item in the Dollar Tree. It's a jumbo mesh bag, and you know, I'm a catch and release man for the most part. I got the idea I should carry this maybe on my boat. This is a really sturdy mesh bag. And my thought was that if I did get a catch that I decided to carry home, maybe a couple of crappie or something like that, you could use this and just put your catch in the bag, tighten the string, and then hang that off the side of your boat or your kayak. And it's a pretty good long bag, about 3 feet long and a couple of feet wide. You could use this jumbo mesh bag as sort of a on spur of the moment live well. I can see a kayak fisherman really liking this. It's compact. You could put it in a Ziploc bag or something and carry it in your kayak. And then when you have your catch, You can put those in the bag and it can flow along beside you and store your fish until you're ready to get out. I've tested it, I've pulled on it pretty hard. This isn't some little thin thing that's going to tear loose the first time you put a fish in it. It's really going to work for you. Hack number 5. You know, as a small boat owner, I'm always looking for a hack, some way to utilize something simple to help me when I'm fishing and on my boat. So what I've got here is a pool noodle, and I've cut some slits in one of the noodles, and I'm going to cut the other one to match. Then what I'm going to do is out here on the ends, I'm cutting halfway through both noodles. And I'll do the same thing on the other end. I'm going to take the ends where I've cut halfway through, and I'm going to cut these out so that I've created like a notch in the end of my noodle. Same thing on the other end. Put this part out. And this part right here out, and take that piece away. Okay, so now I have my slits in my noodle to match. So now I've got notches in either end and slots in my noodles to match. I'm going to carry these over to my boat, and I'm going to use a couple of screws and flat washers. And I want to mount these right to my boat and show you how this is going to work. So we've got our pool noodles, and we're just going to take our screws and flat washers. We're going to poke those through the notches that we put in the ends of our pool noodles. Then we're going to line our noodles up here on our boat seat. Just screw down our screws and flat washers. So now we screw down our pool noodle, and we have a nice secure place to fasten down our rods. With our rods in place here in our pool noodles that we've screwed to our boat seats, they won't be as likely to be stepped on or fly out during transit. Some folks that only have a couple of seats in their boat, all you need to do is cut slits in a pool noodle, mount it to your boat, and you've got onboard rod storage. Hack number 6. When you've got a crankbait attached to your pole, it's easy to have someone get that hooked into a finger. I had a friend recently that had that happen to him right in my boat. So one of the ways you can protect yourself when you've got a crankbait attached to your line is just take a piece of pool noodle and slit it, and then all you have to do is feed that crankbait down into your pool noodle and give it a bit of a squeeze. Those hooks will embed themselves just a little bit in the pool noodle, and they won't be out there where you can get one in a finger when you grab your pole. And then all you need to do when you're ready to fish is pull the pool noodle loose and you're ready to go. Hack number 7. You know, I mentioned earlier that I had these wooden clothespins and we're going to make use of them. We're going to take some of these clothespins, and I'm going to take those and drill a small hole right in the end of these pins. And what we can do is you can twist this type of a clothespin just a little bit so that we can start our screws into those holes from the inside out, like so. And there you go. Now all you need to do is twist your clothespin just a little bit so that you can get to that screw, and you can fasten those clothespins to the lid of your storage box. Now that we've got our clothespins installed in the lid of our storage locker, as you plan your next day's outing, you can just put your lures in the locker here, and as the day progresses and you need some of your favorite lures, all you need to do is open up your storage locker lid and all of your lures are available. Hack number 8. This noodle is about 3+ inches in diameter. It's a little bigger than some of the pool noodles that we get at the dollar stores. And I used this in my last video, if you'll remember, to make some boat bumpers. But I've got a piece left over here, and that gave me an idea. I'm always concerned with the ball that's on the back of my truck that someone's going to bang their knee and really injure themselves. If you've ever done it yourself, you know how painful that can be. So what I can do, I've got this piece of pool noodle, and all I'm going to do is cut a half slit in it, not quite as wide as the ball of my hitch. I've got that notch cut in that big pool noodle, and what that does for us is that'll fit down over the ball of that hitch. So in use, the hitch will sit like this, and the pool noodle can sit down over that when the truck is sitting in the garage or out near the sidewalk. And then if anybody comes by, it'll be a warning to them not to bang their knee on the ball of that hitch. And that'll tight enough, that'll stay on there if it gets a little windy. And then it's bright enough that it should be a sufficient safety warning to keep anybody from banging into it. Hack number 9. This last idea came from one of my subscribers, and what they said was they liked the idea of our marker buoy that we made out of the foam rockets from the Dollar Tree, but he had an additional idea. You know, I spooled on about 25 feet of this pink paracord. The subscriber's idea was that you could utilize the line on our buoy, and that'll give you an indication of how deep your buoy's gone. So what I decided to do is I picked up for $1.25 3 more collars of our paracord. And I know that my table here is 3 feet corner to corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make each section of line about 6 feet long, and that way I know when I throw my buoy, when the line stops, I can tell by the color how deep I am. And I'm going to go lightest to darkest. What we're going to do is we're going to measure out 6 feet of our pink line and give ourselves just a little bit here for our knot. We're going to hit the end of each one of these with a bit of flame here just to make sure it doesn't unravel on us. So the next color here is sort of a yellow. Yellow-green. So we'll get ourselves 6 feet of this cord. Then bluish. So there we have it. 3 lengths of cord. So let's go back to our buoy. The first color is going to be pink. Okay. And then I'm going to go with yellow since it's the next lighter color. That's just so I can keep that straight in my mind. We'll tie a square knot here is all it'll take. See that we've got that. Okay. We'll add our square knot and our yellow cord. Okay, blue. Blue's next. Square knot. Try not to leave too much of a tag end out from our knot so it's not kind of in the way of winding up our cord. Most of the water we fish in here in Florida at its maximum depth is about 20 feet on the freshwater lakes. So getting 24 foot of cord on this buoy is probably more than enough most places I will find myself. So then we'll go to black. Black. then like I did before, we're going to tie a little bowline here at the end to tie off our weight at the back of our line. And there you have it. I've got 4 different colors of line on our buoy, and I know that every change in color is 6 feet. So if it's showing black, I'm in 6 feet of water. If I'm showing blue, I'm in up to 12 feet of water. If I'm showing yellow, I'm at 18. And then if I get all the way into my peak line, I know I'm down more than 18 feet. I'm into 18 to 24 foot of depth. It was a really clever idea. This has been Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. Today we've gone over a number of new fishing hacks. We've also modified a marker buoy that we did in a previous video. If you like our videos, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you'd like to see more of our videos, click right here. We'll see you next time.